Yay! So it's Starkid week! Woo! Raise the roof. That was incredibly awkward. Hey everyone, it's Taylor again, and it's Starkid week, so I'm real excited to talk about it. Yeah. Every time I do this intro, it sounds awkward, so I'm just gonna leave it at that, because it won't get better. So Starkid. I am terrible at remembering, like, when I first started getting into things. Which is awful, and I hate it, because, oh, how long have you been a fan? Oh, since maybe the years between this and this. Like, I'm terrible. But, I'm sure that one of my friends that I had met through the theater group was like, hey, have you heard of a Harry Potter musical? And I was like, no, what's that? And they're like, oh my god, you have to watch it. So I was like, okay, it sounds cool. And I was like expecting, like, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting what Starkid did. And of course I watch it and I fall in love with it. I was like, that's incredible. Like, they wrote this show about Harry Potter and it's perfect. And it, like, has enough fact to it where, like, all the absurdities in it, like, it creates a nice balance, you know? And I was just like, that's so cool, like, that someone actually did that. I was, like, blown away. So then, the time around when I became a fan was after the first one had already been posted, but before the sequel came out. So I remember, like, the night that the sequel, like, was going to be posted, I was, like, sitting at my computer, was really excited, and I, like, watched it that night. And, of course, it was fantastic, and I was like, they did it again? Like, how cool is that? And I was just thrilled. I was like, these people are awesome. So I did that and was like, I would just, like, recommend it to people and talk about it a lot. I wasn't, like, part of the fandom or anything yet. And then when Starship came out, this is where I am a terrible fan. I will fully admit to the world right now that I never finished Starship. Yeah, I know. I didn't. I've never finished it all the way through. I keep trying to watch it, and I always want to watch it from the beginning because I will, like, forget what happens or whatever. But I've never made it all the way through, and I don't know what it is. And one day I'm going to try and sit down and force myself to watch it because I can't keep doing this to myself, you know? So that's where I'm, like, guilty. But, like, I saw Me and My Dick, and it was fantastic. And that's, like, exactly my type of humor. Like, so super inappropriate and funny, and it was really good. And then I watched Little White Lie, which I loved. And so then I discovered Tumblr and, like, was kind of more into the fandom side of it. And then they, like, went on tour, and I'm also a terrible fan, and also, no, I've never actually met any of them or, like, seen them live, which is terrible because I live a half hour outside of Chicago, like, where the shows are. Like, I'm not far away at all. Like, I could have gone to Space Tour or Apocalypse Tour or whatever. I could have went, but I didn't. And I feel so shitty about that. I entered to get tickets for Holy Musical Batman, but I didn't get them. So I tried, but then I was going to go to Apocalypse Tour because my aunt has connections at the House of Blues or something, but she couldn't get them in time or something weird. But I've never actually seen them in person. That's why I'm excited for Leaky, because I'll finally get to see them in person and all that. So just, like, I love Starkid so much is because they're exactly like my friends, like, and my whole group. Like, we met through a community theater company, and, like, we just, through the show, even though we don't, like, do the shows necessarily anymore, which sucks because, like, I'm still really into theater, but a lot of them aren't. they like more like helping out with the shows now rather than being in them. But like we met through theater and are like best friends still and probably will be for a very long time. And that's what's so cool because Starkid came about, or like my friends, I met my group of friends right before high school started, so I was like, oh my god, this is great. And then like I discovered Starkid, so it was like these two worlds are colliding, and like I just know, I knew at that point after I had heard of Starkid that the friends I made were going to be my friends for a long time, and that's just what I love is that I am sorry. I've been getting really weird phone calls all week from just random ass numbers from like Wisconsin and Florida, and I'm just tired of it. So sorry about that. Well, yeah, I just knew once I discovered Starkid that my friends were going to be really good friends, and they still are to this day, so I'm really glad that I have that. And I'm so glad that Starkid has the following it does. Because, sure, a lot of people may not agree at, like, what they're doing, like, with their popularity now, but, like, I don't understand how you could be like, wow, I wish they wouldn't take advantage of their success. Like, I don't know, because you just never know how long you're gonna, like, have that amount of success and that amount of people willing to go see you. So you should take advantage of it. And I think that a lot of people kind of look down upon them for that. I don't know. And then, of course, like, it brought Darren Criss so much success. Like Kayla said, he was on Broadway. Like, I clearly remember that day, which this is going to show my fangirlness. I, like, sat in my mother's room on Tumblr all day, and, like, right before he was starting the show, I was just sobbing tears, because, like, he's proof that, like, this little show that he made with his friends, like, made him, he's on Glee, he went to Broadway, like, that, like, it's incredible. Like, why, like, and he's such a kind person and works, like, so hard to get where he is, and, like, doesn't screw anybody over. Like, he's just such an inspiration to me, because, like, I want to go into acting and theater and whatever, and I think he's just such a good role model because he's so kind and just realizes the gifts he's been given and, like, utilizes them to his full potential and thanks God every day that he has them. And I think that's incredible. And I think that I'm glad he got on Glee. I'm glad that he has all of his dreams are coming true. He opened up Broadway, and, like, so I couldn't be happier. Like, there couldn't have been a better outcome for them, really. Like, they weren't expecting anything to happen with the Harry Potter musical at all, and now look what's happening. Like, this whole group of people, kids, young people, old adults, whatever, like, they're all backing them in, like, their careers, even though a ton of people say, oh, don't do theater, don't do acting, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're proof that if you, like, work hard and, like, are kind to people and always, like, treat your fans well, that, like, you can't lose. Like, and they just get to hang out and do shows together as friends, and that's awesome. And I hope to, like, go into acting or do TV shows, movies, whatever. And they just, Darren especially has set such a good example, I guess, as how someone should, like, present themselves coming from where he did. And I think that's great. And hopefully I'll actually get to meet him one day and thank him for that, because he is just a great person. And I just have him to thank for everything that I've decided to do within the past 2 years. That's been really hard for me. So yeah, that's my Starkid rant. We got a little bit sentimental at the end there, but it just needs. I just needed to say it because it's so important to me that people realize that, like, they're trying their best. They're not trying to upset anyone by taking like too much of an advantage of their like popularity or whatever. Like, they have good intentions. They want to entertain and want as many people to see them as possible. So okay, that's about it. Quick life update, if we will. I just finished with the show that I was helping out with on Sunday. It was hotter. It was so hot. It was like 100 degrees Friday and Saturday. And I was like dying because the church basement where the play was held doesn't have air conditioning, so we just had fans blowing. But I was in the back like working spotlight, and it was awful. Like, it was not a fun thing to do. Well, I got a lot of free coffee and free food, so I guess I can't really complain. But it was a good weekend. The show went fine. I'm just glad that I have this next month to like relax and not have any real responsibilities. Let's see. Next Saturday, not this upcoming Saturday, but the one after, we're going to Chris Colfer's book tour, which I'm so excited. Oh my god. He is like another one of my big inspirations, which I'll probably do a video on Glee eventually. But I'm excited for that. And I'm registering for school soon, just at the community college. Which, I mean, I'm excited to be in school because it's nice to have, like, something that you're, like, working for. Because, like, as good as it is, I don't have a job right now. And, like, I just got done with the place. I'm just, like, sitting around watching One Tree Hill. And I don't know. I just want to be doing something, you know? So I think that's all. I think I'm going to go. Alright? Peace out, Girl Scouts.